It's only been a few years. I haven't seen him. Back then, he was only a fighting monarch, but now, he actually had this kind of strength. Zhao Qingshan couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat when he thought about the soul battle between that guy and him on the second floor of Medicine Pavilion. A few years ago, that guy's soul strength wasn't even at the true monarch stage, and he was even weaker than an ant in his eyes. But now, he actually had the ability to fight him. Zhao Qingshan's state of mind was shaken like a huge wave. No matter how calm he was, it was hard for him to accept it at this moment. When he thought about Xiao Yan's performance, he couldn't help but doubt what he had done all these years. You lucky bastard. I can't believe that fusion pill didn't eat you to death. He clenched his fists in his sleeves. Zhao Qingshan's expression turned gloomy. This bastard's talent was truly terrifying. He had grown so much in just a few years. If he was given some more time. At that time, he was afraid that he wouldn't be a match for him anymore. No, I have to find a chance to kill him. Zhao Qingshan looked at the private room where Xiao Yan was with a fierce look in his eyes. He gritted his teeth. A trace of panic flashed through his heart. Only now did he recognize Xiao Yan. The latter might have recognized him long ago. Since he wasn't dead yet. This also meant that Xiao Yan already knew that he wanted to kill him. In that case, Hong Long, Zhao Qingshan let out a cold humph. He smiled coldly and felt somewhat fortunate. Fortunately, he met this bastard here. Otherwise, he would be in big trouble once he grew up. Xiao Yan naturally didn't know what Zhao Qingshan was thinking. When the blood essence of the Crimson Fire Flame Wolf appeared, he recalled the incident in Forest Domain a few years ago. He wondered if Zhao Qingshan could use this opportunity to recall who he was. While the two of them were thinking, everyone in the hall was shocked by the first auction item. Usually, it could be used as a trump card, but it was the first item to be auctioned. The blood essence of the Crimson Fire Flame Wolf is called the Red Fiery Spiritual Blood. It contains an extraordinary fire element energy. Extracting the blood essence from it and refining it slightly will make it an excellent cultivation holy pill. As for a fire element cultivator, I don't think I need to say anything about its effects. The old man squinted his eyes and smiled at the thousands of people on the old grandstand. His smile was full of amusement. After the old man finished his introduction, not only the people on the ordinary seats, even some of the experts in the private rooms could not help but take a deep breath. Their eyes were fiery as they looked at the stone pillars on the platform. Whispers quickly swept across like waves. When the atmosphere in the hall became heated, the old man coughed lightly and threw out another heavyweight bomb. There are 2 more drops of this fiery spiritual blood. In other words, 3 drops would be auctioned at the same time. For some reason, only one of them would be auctioned at the same time. Therefore, if you want to sell it, you have to pay 3 drops. Hearing the old man's words, some people in the ordinary seats immediately stopped their discussion. The price of 3 drops was a bit high. After all, extracting the fire spirit blood was a very tedious task. It was really unfair to spend a lot of money to buy 3 drops of fire spirit blood. Seeing that the discussion on the ordinary seats had quieted down, the old man still smiled and did not speak. His goal. It wasn't the people in the ordinary seats to begin with. As expected, in the private room on the high platform, some master alchemists finally couldn't sit still anymore. 3 drops of fiery spiritual blood were the necessary ingredients to refine some 5th-rank medicine pills. It was also the ingredients that some alchemists had been looking for. When everyone on the platform was about to lose their patience, the old man picked up the small wooden hammer and lightly knocked on the jade crystal in front of him. The loud sound instantly suppressed all sounds. 3 drops of fire spirit blood, starting price is 500,000. Hearing the old man's bid, some of the alchemists on the stage were overjoyed. They originally thought that the starting price would be at least 700,000, but it was actually so low. Immediately, some people started to fight over it crazily. 520,000. No one is allowed to compete with me. I want the fiery spiritual blood. 550,000. I am in need of this item to refine a medicine pill. I hope you can forgive me. 570,000. While some of the alchemists were raising the bid, some of them were also jealous of the fire affinity energy of the fire spirit blood. One after another, they joined the bidding team. In just a moment, the price of 3 drops of fire spirit blood had already reached 700,000 monarch crystals. Looking at the stone pillars in the auction hall, Xiao Yan rubbed his chin. In the end, he gave up the bid, even though he was about to advance to the 4th Dao Monarch Spirit. With the help of these 3 drops of Fire Spirit blood, his speed of breaking through to the 4th Dao would be much faster. Furthermore, with the support of Jade Fairy, he didn't need to care about money at all. However, Xiao Yan still decided to leave these 3 opportunities to the end. He had already used the red fiery spirit blood in the illusion realm, so he didn't know how to use it again. Would it produce immunity? While Xiao Yan was thinking, the price of the 3 drops of red fiery spirit blood had reached 800,000. At the same time, the bidding became much lower. After all, it was just an appetizer. The real big gift hadn't come yet, so there was no need for him to pay too much for the monarch crystals. In the end, the 3 drops of blood were bought by an expert in a private room in the high platform at a price of 820,000. Yin Juxuan glanced at the buyer's private room and smiled. He was quite satisfied with the price. That was why he had written nearly 100 invitation cards. All of these experts were wealthy people. With them, the auction would be even more exciting this time. After successfully selling the first item at a satisfactory price, the old man let out a sigh of relief. When he saw Yin Juxuan's satisfied smile, the old man felt relieved. It seemed like this price had satisfied Sect Chief Yin. After calming his emotions, the old man waved his hand once more. The round table slowly fell to the ground. On the other side, another round table slowly rose up. On top of the crystal glass cabinet, there was a white jade bottle. The bottom of the jade bottle was transparent, and one could see that there were 3 red medicine pills inside. Seeing these 3 medicine pills, Xiao Yan frowned and pondered for a moment. He flipped his palm and a white jade bottle appeared on top of it. It was the jade bottle found in the Emperor Cultivation Warrior's tomb. Inside the jade bottle were dozens of red medicine pills, identical to the medicine pills on the platform. After carefully taking out the jade bottle, the old man slowly poured out another medicine pill. Holding it in his hand, he said in a clear voice, "This kind of medicine pill is extremely rare nowadays. It is called the Fire Wings pill, as the name implies. After consuming it, you can activate the Origin Monarch Qi in your body. A pair of fire wings could be formed on one's back to fly." Although it only took a short period of time, for those below the Monarch Emperor, his speed was extremely fast. This medicine pill is a life-saving treasure. The old man was all smiles. As soon as the words left his mouth, it immediately caused everyone to suck in a breath of cold air. All of them looked at the medicine pill in the old man's hand in disbelief. On the high platform, some of the pill refining grandmasters also had their eyes open wide as they looked at the medicine pill in the old man's hand. After pondering for a moment, they couldn't help but nod their heads. The Fire Wings pill formula was already extremely rare, and the medicinal ingredients needed to refine it were even rarer. However, just like what the old man had said, this kind of medicine pill was indeed an unparalleled life-saving treasure for those below the Monarch Emperor. When everyone's eyes were fixed on the red medicine pill in the old man's hand, Xiao Yan's face was filled with joy. He stared at the jade bottle in his hand, and his eyes were fixed on the jade bottle. A shocking light flickered in his eyes, and the corner of his mouth was about to split open. He never thought that this thing would have such a unique effect. He had really found a treasure. One with just 3 medicine pills, the atmosphere instantly exploded. Everyone on the ordinary seats looked at the jade bottle in the old man's hand with bloodshot eyes. After consuming it, they would be able to fly into the sky. This effect had caused them to go crazy. Especially some of the Emperor-level guests. Their strength. In the star-severing mountain range, they were considered above average. If they had this thing, even if they were Monarch Emperor experts, they would be able to escape with ease. Not only the ordinary seats, even some of the experts in the private rooms couldn't help but look at the 3 medicine pills. Their minds were instantly stirred. As for those true Monarch Emperor-level experts, they only took a glance before continuing to rest with their eyes closed. This kind of thing was completely useless to them. The medicine pills could be ignored, but the people below were quite excited. Their eyes were fixed on the 3 medicine pills, and their breathing became somewhat hurried. Sensing the heated atmosphere of the battlefield, the old man chuckled lightly. He said in a clear voice, "The starting price of these 3 medicine pills is 1 million monarch crystals. If anyone is interested, let's begin the bidding." As soon as his voice faded, the crowd below burst into an uproar, and numerous sharp voices resounded in an instant. 1. 1,000,000, 1,050,000. Quote. The sound of continuous bidding sounded. Xiao Yan was sitting in the private room, clicking his tongue and sighing. If it wasn't for the fact that he had nearly 30 to 40 fire wings, he wouldn't have been able to hold back his urge to bid. After all, these 3 monarch emperors could be considered as 3 lives for anyone below the monarch emperor. Not long after, the price of the 3 fire wings had risen to 1.6 million. Xiao Yan's heart trembled when he heard this. He suppressed the urge to sell a few fire wings and let out a sigh. Xiao Yan took a deep breath. Taking a deep breath, he glanced at the jade bottle in his hand and hurriedly put it away. He stopped thinking about this matter. When the price rose to 1.8 million, the sound of the bidding finally became softer. A tall and thin man in the ordinary seats looked excitedly at the medicine pill in the old man's hand. Although he had spent all 1.8 million monarch crystals in his hand, it was sufficient to obtain these 3 medicine pills. All right, this Mr. bids 1.83 million. If no one bids, then this transaction will be. The old man smiled as he looked at the tall and thin man. When he saw the excited expression on the man's face, the old man couldn't help but laugh in his heart. In the eyes of the monarch emperor level expert, this medicine pill was useless. To these guys, the attraction was not ordinary. 2 million. Just as the old man was about to announce the successful transaction, a calm voice suddenly rang out from the platform, causing the tall, skinny man's excited expression to stiffen. The old man looked in the direction of the voice. The owner of the voice did not speak again, allowing the crowd to look at him. He nodded at the maid beside the private room. The latter immediately walked forward and put up a jade plate beside the private room. 2 million words slowly appeared on the plate. After the price of 2 million was called out, the old man swept his gaze across the surroundings. When he saw that no one made a sound, he knocked the small wooden hammer in his hand with a smile on his face. This business had been very successful. After 2 items that caused everyone to go crazy appeared, the atmosphere on the stage reached its climax. Everyone looked at the stage in high spirits, waiting for the next item with anticipation. On the stage, Yin Juxuan rubbed his chin. His needle-like beard was tied in his hand, and he had a strange feeling. He looked at the auction scene below, and his eyes narrowed. No one knew what he was thinking. Sect chief, this time, the auction is really fierce. I think the Profound Yin sect will make a huge profit this time. An elder of the Profound Yin sect looked down from the side with a smile on his face. He stroked his beard and said with a smile. Yin Juxuan let out a cold laugh when he heard this. His eyes were fixed on the numerous private rooms on the tall platform. He said in a flat tone, "This is nothing. These people on the stage are the real investors. Otherwise, why would I invite them here?" Pausing for a moment, Yin Juxuan looked at the elder who had spoken earlier and said coldly, "How are the preparations for the upcoming competition going?" "I didn't think about getting someone to propose any conditions to me." When the latter heard this, his heart skipped a beat. Then, he chuckled and said, "Sect chief, don't worry. A few good seedlings from the Profound Yin sect will participate in the competition. Besides, Yin Kang has also come out of seclusion. With him around, you can rest assured." Yin Juxuan finally smiled gently when he heard this. He played with the ring on his finger and softly said, "That's good. That kid's strength. I still have a rough idea in my heart. Before entering, I can defeat the Emperor. Now that I have come out, I estimate that no one in the Emperor stage will be a match for him." That's of course. Yin Kang's strength is outstanding even amongst the young generation of the star-severing mountain range. In the future, when he grows up, he will definitely lead the Profound Yin sect to glory. After listening to Yin Juxuan's words, the elder chuckled and cupped his fists at Yin Juxuan. His tone was full of admiration. Yin Juxuan smiled faintly, but his eyes were full of smiles. This precious son of his was truly outstanding. All these years, he had become very familiar with his killing techniques in star-severing mountain range. After this competition ended, it was time for him to go out and explore the world. One after another, precious treasures were auctioned off like a flower, causing people to be dazzled by them. During this period of time, Xiao Yan also made his move decisively. He bought a fist technique monarch skill at a shocking price. That fist technique monarch skill was one of the quarter punches of the Silent Heaven fist, and it was called the Empyrean Terminus fist. Similarly, although it was a high-grade monarch art, the eyes of the experts from the profound Yin Castle were quite sharp. They could tell that this was a fragment of a powerful monarch skill. Without saying anything, they opened up 1 million monarch crystals. Although many people were interested in this fist technique, it was a boundless technique. It was undoubtedly a pipe dream to find the rest of the fragments in the great world. Many people could only hold on for a moment before giving up. Xiao Yan, on the other hand, called out 2 million in one go, causing all those who wanted to fight for it to shrink back immediately. In any case, it was not him who bid for 2 million, so Xiao Yan did not feel any pressure when he bid. In the private room, Zhao Qingshan's eyes sparkled. He looked at the private room where Xiao Yan was. He hesitated for a moment, then snorted and didn't say anything. It was just an incomplete scroll, and it wasn't worth fighting over it with this guy. Xiao Yan was quite happy that he had obtained the Heaven's Top Fist. The Sky Spill Fist was only a high-grade monarch art, but it was already comparable to a low-grade monarch spell. If he combined both of his fists, it would be comparable to a high-grade monarch spell. With 2 million monarch crystals, he would be able to obtain a high-grade monarch skill. After the Heaven's Top Fist was launched, the old man clapped his hands, and another round platform rose into the air. On top of the platform, a rectangular jade box lay quietly on it. Carefully opening the box, an arm-long beast bone suddenly appeared. On the beast bone, there was a faint spiritual light flowing. Obviously, it was not ordinary. This is a high-grade heavenly beast, the leg bone of the poisonous spirit explosive blood tiger, which is equivalent to a human emperor cultivation warrior. It is extremely tough, and can be used as armor to defend against ordinary attacks below the monarch emperor. Furthermore, there seems to be a dense blood chi within it. If it is extracted, it will definitely be a holy item for cultivation. The old man raised his head and looked at the crowd with a smile. The moment the beast bone appeared, Xiao Yan's body suddenly moved. The Xiao Ao seemed to have a trace of excitement and restlessness. Xiao Yan looked at the beast bone in the box with a strange expression on his face. This thing could actually attract the Xiao Ao's attention. Xiao Yan, buy that thing. Whether or not you can cultivate the white tiger arts of the four-spirit emperor technique depends on this. While Xiao Yan was slightly surprised, the Xiao Ao's excited voice suddenly sounded in his mind. His tone was full of impatience. Xiao Yan heard this and slightly nodded his head. Through the connection between him and the Xiao Ao, he softly said in his heart, "Does this beast bone have origin blood essence?" "Of course. I can feel it even from such a far distance. Apart from the vigorous qi and blood inside, there is also an extremely strong fluctuation. It is obviously origin blood essence. No matter how much money you spend, you must buy it." The Xiao Ao hurriedly said. Xiao Yan could even hear the urgency of the former. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yan was delighted in his heart. He looked at the beast bone with a few more traces of excitement in his eyes. The blood essence of the origin was the most fundamental existence in the body of a human or a beast, and it was mostly gathered near the heart. Who would have thought that even a leg bone would contain a trace of essence blood? Just like what the Xiao Ao had said, Xiao Yan was cultivating the four-spirit emperor technique. With great help. "All right, I'll buy it right away." Xiao Yan grinned. He realized that Jade Fairy's promise would be of great help to him at the moment. He did not have to worry about money when buying anything. This feeling was really satisfying. Not far away, Zhao Qingshan was also looking at the leg bones on the stage with great interest. Although there was a barrier on the field, his soul power couldn't be probed. But with his many years of experience, he could vaguely feel the leg bone. It was obviously not an ordinary thing, just as the old man had said. Its toughness could be used to make armor, and the qi and blood within it. It could be used to refine medicine pills, and even broken bones. It could also be tempered into a sharp killing weapon. This thing was simply a treasure. It wasn't just Zhao Qingshan. The experts in the other private rooms were also interested in this leg bone. After all, it was something from a high-grade heavenly beast. Its value was self-evident. "Everyone, have you thought about it? The leg bone of this poisonous spirit explosive blood tiger. Anything on it is a good thing to us. Its importance is to stop shivering." The old man looked meaningfully at the restless crowd in the hall and laughed. He slowly extended 4 fingers and said word by word, "The starting price of the poisonous spirit raging blood tiger's leg bone is 4 million monarch crystals. Each increment must be no less than 200,000 monarch crystals. As soon as he finished speaking, many people in the ordinary seats fell silent. The starting price of 4 million had obviously exceeded the limits of many people. Although they wanted to compete for it, they were powerless to do so. In some of the private rooms on the high platform, those experts who were interested in buying could not help but become silent. The starting price of 4 million was the highest so far, and it also caused them to hesitate. Seeing that the scene had turned cold, Yin Juxuan looked around indifferently. There was no sadness or joy. He closed his eyes and did not say anything. This leg bone was discovered by the profound Yin sect in the depths of star-severing mountain range a long time ago. At that time, the poisonous spirit-raging blood tiger had been dead for an unknown number of years, leaving only a skeleton behind. The other parts of the skeleton had lost its vitality due to the passage of time. Only this leg bone was still shining brightly. Yin Juxuan had also carefully examined it, but found nothing. In the end, he could only infer that there was a vigorous blood qi within. And the starting price of these 4 million was. It was also said in one breath by him. Since he couldn't figure out what was inside, he would sell it at a high price. With this price, even if there was really something good inside, it would be enough to offset it. Xiao Yan's expression didn't change at all when he heard this. In any case, someone was paying for it. To him, the price of this leg bone was no different from 40 million. He calmly sat on the chair and waited for the others to bid. He had decided on this item. Zhao Qingshan gently tapped the armrest with his finger and mused for a moment. After which, he made his bid without changing his expression. Although 4 million was a lot, to an alchemist who was renowned in the myriad spirit manner, 4 million was only the price of refining a few medicine pills. 4,400,000. A faint voice sounded from Zhao Qingshan's private room. When the servant girl beside him heard this, she immediately picked up the jade plate beside the private room. A number of 4,400,000 slowly appeared on it. Hearing someone bid, Yin Juxuan's closed eyes slowly opened. He looked at Zhao Qingshan's private room and pondered for a moment before laughing lightly. He muttered to himself, "It's Zhao Qingshan. I'm afraid this old man came here mainly because of a martial arts competition." He would actually participate in the auction as well. The elder beside him nodded his head. He said in a soft voice, "The Zhao family of Myriad Spirit City has always wanted to borrow the great Yin spirit arts of profound Yin Castle to have a look. This time, we will never let go of this opportunity." Yin Juxuan let out a cold laugh when he heard this. He looked into the distance and didn't say anything. With Zhao Qingshan taking the lead, some of the experts couldn't sit still any longer. They began to raise the price one after another. The imposing manner of throwing out thousands of gold coins made the eyes of everyone in the ordinary seats fill with envy. 2 million. Hearing the voice coming from a private room not far away, Zhao Qingshan frowned and thought for a while. He nodded slightly. The handsome young man behind him spoke again. 8 million. When he heard that the price had increased by another 600,000, Yin Juxuan had set a price of 6,400,000 and above. However, judging from the current situation, the number of people bidding had decreased significantly. Now, it was only the middle part. Almost everyone was thinking of leaving the money for the final auction item. The moment the price of 8 million was bid, the entire scene fell silent. The experts who were interested in the beast bone also stopped bidding. It was just the leg bone of a high-grade heavenly beast. Although it was very valuable, it didn't seem to be worth that much. It was close to 6 million monarch crystals. It could buy the complete body of a monarch emperor heavenly beast, or even a living middle-rank heavenly beast. The scene was noisy, and everyone was whispering to each other. Some of the experts in the private rooms gave up, while others were hesitating. They didn't know if they should continue to increase the price. After all, this thing wasn't their target. Zhao Qingshan took a deep breath. Although 8 million was a little too much, it was nothing to him. If he could extract the vigorous blood energy from it and add it into some medicine pills, it would be very beneficial for the young people of his clan to cultivate. 6 million. Suddenly, a clear voice was heard. It was shouted without any hesitation, causing Zhao Qingshan to frown slightly. Looking in the direction of the voice, Zhao Qingshan's expression couldn't help but change. Who was it? When Xiao Yan bought the Heaven's Top Fist, although Zhao Qingshan wanted to trick Xiao Yan, he wasn't sure if Xiao Yan was trying to trick him. It was just a high-grade monarch art. Although it was just a remnant scroll, Zhao Qingshan didn't put it in his heart. Now, this fellow had actually jumped out and opposed him. With a cold snort, Zhao Qingshan personally said, 6,200,000. 6,400,000. Xiao Yan's voice was crisp and clear. He shouted out almost at the same time as Zhao Qingshan's voice, without any hesitation. The old man couldn't help but be overjoyed when he heard the bid of the two men. In just a few seconds, the bid had been raised to 6.4 million. Yin Zhuxuan's target had actually been achieved. Damn it. Everyone was also attracted by the bidding of the two people. All of them were looking forward to it. They were waiting for Zhao Qingshan to bid again. The latter coldly snorted in the private room. After hesitating for a moment, he slowly opened his mouth and said, 7 million. He raised the price by another 600,000. Zhao Qingshan's hand in his sleeve shook slightly. Even he couldn't handle the 7 million. 8 million. Xiao Yan laughed lightly. Without hesitation, he called out the price. 0 SS's. Everyone was shocked when they heard Xiao Yan's voice. They all looked at the private room where Xiao Yan was. 8 million was called out without any hesitation. Even an emperor cultivation warrior wouldn't be so generous. Dong! Zhao Qingshan's face darkened. He threw a punch on the armrest, gritted his teeth, and gave up the bid. The fierceness in his eyes grew stronger and stronger. All right. When he heard Xiao Yan's bid, Yin Zhuxuan smiled faintly. The price of 8 million had exceeded his expectations. This way, even if there was something good in that leg bone, it could be offset. The old man on the scene was even more overjoyed. After asking a symbolic question, he knocked the wooden hammer and sold the hot potato at 2 times the original price. Hearing the sound of the wooden hammer falling, Xiao Yan felt relieved. No matter what, he had finally gotten the item. While the auction was still in full swing, Jade Fairy was bathing in an exquisite and elegant luxurious room inside the auction house. Behind the pink tent, a faint shadow could be seen from time to time. The sound of flowing water could be heard slowly. Jade Fairy was lying lazily in the basin. The seductive scene was enough to make any man angry. Outside the tent, a few pretty maids were fighting with each other. Their expressions were exceptionally respectful. In the entire room, only the sound of flowing water could be heard from the wooden basin. That Xiao Yan? How many things did he buy? After a long time, an extremely charming and languid voice sounded in the tent. Jade Fairy was lying in the basin. Her skin, which was exposed to the water, was as white as snow. Her jade neck was long and slender, and there were a few drops of water hanging from it. It added a bit of charm. Previously Yun sent news that Xiao Yan had already bought 2 pieces. One is the Heaven's Top Fist, and the other is the leg bone of the poisonous spirit explosive blood tiger. The total price is 10 million. A pretty young woman bowed and said respectfully, 10 million. He. Looks like it can be considered to be controlled. I originally thought that he would make a sky-high bid. Jade Fairy heard the sound of the water splashing and laughed a few times. Jade Fairy, who was in the basin, suddenly stood up and an alluring body came out from the basin. Through the tent, it was so soul-stirring. Hearing this voice, a few maids obediently opened the tent and walked in. With a quick glance, that jade body was breathtakingly beautiful. A few maids helped Jade Fairy change her clothes. The latter was like a lotus out of water, enchanting and beautiful. Oh right, do you have any new news about the auctions competition? Jade Fairy's eyes moved as she said softly. A girl who was changing the clothes of the former heard this and thought for a while before saying in a low voice, the youngest son of sect master Yin Zhuxuan seems to have just come out last night. Yin Kang? Jade Fairy was slightly shocked when she heard that and her eyebrows slightly wrinkled. For the first time, her pretty face that did not use any makeup revealed some seriousness. I heard that before he went into seclusion, with his peak of monarch spirit strength, he was able to kill an emperor. Now, half a year has passed. With his talent, he has definitely stepped into the emperor realm. I reckon that within the emperor realm, there is no one who can match him. Jade Fairy's pretty face seemed to be covered with a layer of ice. Her chest was also trembling due to anger. Her teeth lightly bit and Jade Fairy finally sighed helplessly. Although Xiao Yan was powerful, Yin Kang was not simple either. Furthermore, the latter's strength was much stronger than Xiao Yan's. This competition was going to be a little bad. Jade Fairy suddenly coughed violently when she thought of this. Some dark black patterns had strangely appeared on her smooth shoulders. A strange symbol was vaguely visible between her brows. A layer of black chi had already surged onto her pretty face. Elder sister. Seeing Jade Fairy's appearance, the few female servants were startled. The female who had spoken earlier hurriedly ran into the room. She took out a black medicine pill and fed it to Jade Fairy with great effort. Jade Fairy's red lips were purple after being surrounded by the black chi. Her pretty face was covered in sweat. After swallowing the black medicine pill, the black chi on her face slowly scattered. After a long time, Jade Fairy finally recovered and wiped away the sweat on her forehead. Jade Fairy looked at the black mark on her chest and her beautiful eyes flashed with endless anger. 0. Yin Juxuan. Clenching her teeth, Jade Fairy was currently weak. She was supported onto the bed by a few maids and the female who took the medicine could not help but cry. Sister, your body has been getting worse and worse these days. The poison in your body has been acting up once every few days. What should we do if this continues? The others also secretly shed tears, not knowing what to do. Jade Fairy smiled and waved her hand. She said angrily and cautiously, "What are you all crying for?" Yin Juxuan said that he will agree to one of the conditions of the winner in this competition. At that time, Xiao Yan will win and obtain the White Yang Spirit Lotus. After refining the White Yang pill, he will be able to solve the problem. The girls looked at each other when they heard this. Then, they wiped away their tears happily. Although they had never seen Xiao Yan before, the person that Big Sister took a fancy to was definitely not bad. Seeing the girls smile again, Jade Fairy also smiled. However, her heart was shrouded in a layer of mist. With Xiao Yan's strength, could he defeat Yin Kang? Xiao Yan had the ability to withstand a single strike from the Monarch Emperor level expert, and Yin Kang was definitely not weak either. Furthermore, he was cultivating the profound Yin sect's ultimate technique, the Great Yin Spirit Arts. He also had many powerful monarch skill. It would be extremely difficult for Xiao Yan to win. She sighed slightly. Although Jade Fairy was still smiling, there was a deep worry in her beautiful eyes. In the main hall of auction, as precious items appeared one after another, the atmosphere of the scene became heated once again. Some rare treasures that Xiao Yan had never seen in the round beads Jade Fairy gave him also appeared one after another. Every item would attract a heated bidding war. The next item, to be honest, the profound Yin sect has yet to figure out what it is. Therefore, there is no starting price for this item. Everyone, you can bid for it yourselves. If no one wants it, we will bid for the Monarch Crystal as well. The old man chuckled and clapped his hands. A profound ore that was as tall as a person stood there quietly. The profound ore looked ordinary. Although there were some cryptic and difficult to understand patterns carved on it, it didn't give off any special feeling. The instant the profound ore appeared, Xiao Yan was slightly stunned. After that, his expression became strange. This wasn't the first time he had seen this profound ore. At first, he had obtained this kind of ore that was the size of a fingernail in Black Sand Castle. After that, he had obtained the size of a fist in the underground tomb. Now, this profound ore was the size of a human. He pondered for a moment. Xiao Yan looked at the profound ore with a determined gaze. When he was in the underground tomb, the Emperor Cultivation Senior had placed this black mine in a brocade box, which fully explained its uniqueness, although he didn't know what it was. It shouldn't be an ordinary item. 100,000 monarch crystals. While everyone was silent, Xiao Yan bid directly. It wasn't high nor low, causing some people to frown slightly. They couldn't guess what this mysterious wealthy man was thinking. After Xiao Yan made the bid, no one in the hall made a sound. Zhao Qingshan pondered for a moment, then gave up on the idea of bidding. It was just an ore of unknown origin. Even Yin Juxuan from the profound Yin sect couldn't tell what it was. No one in the Zhao family knew that it would only be a pile of scrap metal even if they bought it. 120,000. On the ordinary seats, a slightly plump middle-aged man saw that no one was bidding. He tried to shout, but his eyes were fixed on the private room where Xiao Yan was. 130,000. Xiao Yan's tone did not change at all. He just increased the price by a very small amount and did not speak again. The middle-aged man hesitated for a moment, then shook his head and gave up. Seeing that no one else responded, the old man laughed lightly and did not say anything else. The small wooden hammer struck down and this profound ore, which was as tall as a person, was successfully auctioned off. After auctioning off the mysterious ore, Xiao Yan heaved a sigh of relief. He couldn't act willfully in the next auction, and that would be the time to spend his monarch crystal. Mr. Xiao, Big Sister wants you to go over there now. When Xiao Yan finally relaxed, a woman suddenly appeared outside the door. It was the woman who had sent the map of Profound Yin Castle to Xiao Yan earlier. She whispered to Xiao Yan through the crystal outside the private room. Sister? Xiao Yan was startled for a moment, then he felt relieved. He looked at the anxious face of the girl outside the door. Xiao Yan thought for a while and then sighed. He pulled up the hood of the black robe and covered his head. Then he got up and left the room. Although he was very interested in the next auction item, Jade Fairy also had an agreement with him first. Now that she was looking for him, perhaps there was something important that she needed to do. After Xiao Yan came out, he also attracted the attention of some people around him. They watched as the former left. Everyone merely glanced at him before they no longer paid any attention to him. All of them turned their gazes towards the treasure that appeared next. Zhao Qingshan sat on his seat. His 10 fingers were crossed as he mused for a moment. He did not pay any attention to Xiao Yan. At the same time that Xiao Yan's figure disappeared from the hall, Yin Zhuxuan, who was in the distance, seemed to have sensed something. He turned his gaze over, only to see Xiao Yan's back. Yin Zhuxuan frowned. He withdrew his gaze and shifted his attention to the arena. After watching for a while, Yin Zhuxuan suddenly raised his head and said in a deep voice, "Auction is about to end. You should go back and tell Yin Kang that he is ready to fight. I want everyone to know that a genius of Profound Yin sect is going to rise in an unstoppable manner." An elder nodded his head and stood up. He bid farewell to Yin Zhuxuan and left in a hurry. Under the lead of the young girl, Xiao Yan entered the interior of the auction hall. After passing through a long and narrow corridor, a spacious hall appeared in front of him. In the distance, there was a luxurious room. "May I know why Jade Fairy called me here?" Walking in the hall, Xiao Yan suddenly spoke. From the moment he came out until now, this young girl had not spoken a single word, which made Xiao Yan quite curious. When she heard Xiao Yan's question, the young girl, who had been focusing on her journey, stopped in her tracks. After that, her shoulders trembled slightly, and she turned around. Her pretty face was covered in tears. While Xiao Yan was still in shock, the young girl acted as if she was about to kneel down. Xiao Yan immediately felt a headache coming on. He took a big stride forward and supported the girl. At this moment, he didn't care about whether it was a man or a woman. He looked at the pretty girl in front of him with surprise. Just as she was about to speak, the girl let out a soft moan. 2 streams of clear tears flowed down her cheeks, and attracted Xiao Yan's puzzled gaze. The girl sobbed and said, "Mr. Xiao, you must save our sister Yu." Hearing this, the doubt in Xiao Yan's heart was slightly lifted. He let go of the hand that was holding the woman's shoulder and said in a deep voice, "Don't cry yet. What's your name and what's going on? Explain clearly." The woman sobbed lightly and wiped away her tears. She softly said, "Sister Yu called me Yan. This is my name." Seeing Xiao Yan nod his head, Yan bit her red lips and said, "Mr. Xiao, you must win the next competition. Otherwise, Sister Yu." As she spoke, Yan sobbed softly again. The expression in her eyes also dimmed. Xiao Yan frowned. When Jade Fairy mentioned that she wanted the White Yang Spirit Lotus, he had some suspicions. Now that he heard what Yan said, this suspicion became clear. "Is your big sister Yu poisoned?" Xiao Yan narrowed his eyes and said softly. Yan looked at Xiao Yan with red and swollen eyes and nodded. With a sobbing tone, she said, "A few years ago, Sister Yu came here to train. She was targeted by Yin Zhuxuan, but at that time, Sister Yu was much stronger than Yin Zhuxuan. She had almost stepped into the Emperor cultivation, and although Yin Zhuxuan had touched the threshold of the Emperor cultivation, Sister Yu. After that, Yin Zhuxuan obtained an ancient recipe from somewhere. He secretly fed Sister Yu the medicine pill that he concocted. After that, Sister Yu was controlled by the Profound Yin sect's ultimate technique, the Great Yin Spirit Arts, which caused her strength to drop drastically. As Sister Yu threatened him with her self-destruction, Yin Zhuxuan didn't use force, but he didn't give her the antidote either. Big Sister Yu wanted to concoct the White Yang pill to free herself from the control, but the core ingredient, the White Yang Spirit Lotus, was found in the entire star-severing mountain range. Big Sister Yu had no choice but to open the medicine pavilion. She wanted to use this name to attract the White Yang Spirit Lotus. Yan paused for a moment, then said with tears streaming down her face, "A year ago, the traces of the white yang spirit lotus finally appeared, but Yin Juxuan forcefully took it away. At that time, his strength was already at the Emperor cultivation, and Sister Yu was powerless to fight him. She could only watch helplessly as her hope was buried." When Xiaoyan heard this, he frowned slightly, then laughed bitterly in his heart. He never thought that Jade Fairy, who was laughing in front of outsiders, would have such a sad past. For the past year, due to the poison in her body, Sister Yu's body has been deteriorating day by day. When Yin Juxuan threatened her with this, Sister Yu rejected him without hesitation. However, her body won't be able to hold on much longer. While they were talking, the two of them had already arrived at Jade Fairy's room. Yun looked at Xiaoyan with teary eyes, her voice was filled with pain. "Yun don't talk too much." Just as Xiaoyan was about to speak, a charming voice sounded from behind the tent in front of him. After which, Jade Fairy, who was wearing a purple dress, slowly walked out. A mature charm hit her face. Her figure was slender and she was like a celestial maiden descending to the mortal world, charming all living things. Her waterfall-like hair casually fell down her shoulders, and her waist was so slender that it seemed like she could only clench it. The purple dress made her even more attractive, and her beautiful face was still wearing a beautiful smile. Xiaoyan looked at Jade Fairy and his eyes couldn't help but flash with a trace of astonishment. The latter's appearance was almost on par with Kai Lin and Xuan "The auction isn't done yet, right? What's the matter? Have you bought enough of the 3 items?" There was no trace of sadness on Jade Fairy's pretty face. She smiled sweetly and looked at Xiaoyan with her beautiful eyes. "How is the poison in your body?" Xiaoyan narrowed his eyes and did not answer Jade Fairy's question. He asked in a deep voice. Jade Fairy frowned and then laughed. Her sweet voice instantly became extremely cold. She looked at Yun who was beside Xiaoyan. She said faintly, "Why are you telling him all this?" Yun saw Jade Fairy's indifferent gaze and her delicate body trembled. Although this kind of gaze did not hide killing intent, it was extremely familiar to them. At this moment, Jade Fairy was extremely furious. Xiaoyan extended his hand and supported Yun who almost fell to the ground. His eyes did not have the slightest fear as he looked at Jade Fairy. Facing the cold and indifferent gaze of the latter, Xiaoyan lightly smiled and said, "It's what I want to know. It has nothing to do with her. Furthermore, your body can't hold on much longer. It's better not to get angry." Jade Fairy heard this and revealed a smile on her exquisite face. However, her gaze was still indifferent. Her red lips parted slightly as she said, "You don't need to care about my body. You only need to win the competition and get the white jade spirit lotus from Yin Juxuan for me." Staring at Jade Fairy's pretty face, Xiaoyan sneered. He let go of Yun hand and suddenly took a few steps forward. He came in front of Jade Fairy and stared at the delicate face of the latter and said coldly, "Don't worry about it. What kind of joke is this? This concerns my life. After I get the white jade spirit lotus for you, with Yin Juxuan's emperor cultivation strength, can you stop him?" Jade Fairy's expression changed. After hearing Xiaoyan's aggressive words, the luster in her beautiful eyes dimmed. After a long time, she finally said softly, "The poison is acting up quite frequently. If it wasn't for the white yang pill, it would have taken at most 3 months." Her voice no longer had any charm, it now had an ethereal feeling. It was spoken softly from Jade Fairy's mouth. There was no hint of sadness in her voice. Perhaps, she had already gotten used to it.